How to assess the PCI DSS? Today we will discuss about the same. What are the basic terms? What is AOC? What is ROC? What is attestations? How to assess the PCI DSS? What are the requirements? Today we will try to answer all these questions in this session. Let's begin without any delay. Here the question number one. What are the types of assessments in PCI DSS? So there are multiple ways of PCI DSS. Number one is SAQ. In this SAQ, self-assessment questionnaires, this is applicable for merchant and service providers who accepts payments but having very small or simpler card data environment. Around 15 to 20 questions includes verifying the access of data. You can also refer the previous video which I had uploaded where I had explained about the SAQ. Link is provided in the description box. So in SAQ, this is the initial phase of the PCI DSS where merchant or service provider having access to very incomplete cardholders data. They are applicable for SAQ. Next is ROC. ROC is a report on compliance. So this is a formal report or formal documents that an organization's compliance with the full PCI DSS requirements. It's typically completed by the QSA, that is qualified security assessors, after conducting in-depth assessment and on premises. So ROC is a final document who gives the evidences that yes, XYZ organization has successfully completed the PCI DSS requirements by the qualified security assessor. A ROC is required for level 1 merchants. What are the level 1 merchants? Who process over 6 million transactions annually. Service providers that processes more than 3 lakhs transactions annually, or organization requested by acquirers or payment brands to complete a ROC. So these are the three criteria needs to met by the organization if request came. Who are these? Level 1. Level 1 means approximately 6 millions processing transactions processing covered by the merchant or the service provider. Second is the 3 lakhs service providers. If requested given by the payment brands or any banks to complete the ROC, then you need to present the ROC to the requester. What comes in ROC? ROC includes the executive summary, business description, that means what are the services, why they are collecting the transactional details, and what kind of access the organization have in transactions. Detailed findings of each of the 12 PCI DSS requirements we will discuss later on. What are these? I will cover in the next slide. Next is compensating controls. Also, I will cover in the next video. QSA validation and evidences collections and final determination of the compliance. So this is a report where executive summary, business descriptions, detailed findings for each of the 12 PCI DSS requirements, controls, QSA validation, and final determination of the compliance included in ROC. Now the question arises, who prepares ROC? So ROC has been prepared by the qualified security assessor, that is QSA, appointed by the organization, or independent QSA also been hired to verify whether organization is meeting the requirements or not. Who prepares ROC? As we had discussed, only a qualified security assessor, QSA, or internal security assessors in some specific cases can complete and sign a ROC. Who are internal security assessor? Internal security assessor also a kind of QSA who appointed to verify internal things. The ROC must be submitted to acquiring banks or card brands if required. It is required annually as a part of PCI compliance validations. If questions arises what is the frequency of ROC, then at least every organization needs to provide ROC annually basis. Next is AOC. What is AOC? Attestation of compliance. After ROC, they need to prepare evidences, a short summary where they can have evidences that yes, XYZ organization has successfully completed the PCI DSS requirements. So it is a formal documents that a merchant or a service provider needs to submit to acquiring banks or payment brands to prove that they are compliant with the PCI DSS requirements. What is the purpose of AOC? The AOC confirms that an entity has undergone a PCI DSS requirements assessments and whether they meets or not meets the requirement. So purpose of AOC that yes, XYZ organization has undergone a PCI DSS assessments. It acts as a formal declaration of the compliance status in yes or no. What is the weakness if not completed? It accompanies the ROC or self questionnaire SAQ. So after ROC or SAQ, AOC is the mandate part. Actually, AOC is a final, a kind of certificate that yes, it is issued to XYZ or organization that they undergone by ROC method or by SAQ method. So AOC is applicable in both the cases. In both the cases, what are the cases? Whether in ROC or in SAQ. AOC is mandate because this is a kind of certificate or an evidence is in short. But if we require to have a look on the detailed controls, then ROC is required. So AOC is a kind of certificate and ROC having the more details. What does an AOC includes? So AOC includes the entity informations merchant or service provider. What are the kind of services they are providing? Informations. Scope of the PCI DSS assessments, that what kind of assessments they had undergone either by ROC or AOC, and what are the controls they have covered while assessing. A summary of compliance status and signature of the quality security assessor or internal security assessors at last, and signature of the merchant or service provider executive. So in ROC, validation is done by the QSA, and signature of the QSA or ISA and the vendor's chief management or the chief risk officer signature is required in AOC while validation. Why AOC is important? It is required by the payment card brands or acquiring banks to verify the compliance. It helps maintain eligibility to process the payment card used for ongoing risk management and audit purposes. That's why AOC is important. Next is penetrating testing and vulnerability assessment. Very important point while assessing or verifying the organizations, because vulnerability is the thing where anyone can exploit your internal organizations, and you can lose your reputation. So why VAPT is required? It is required to handle the cardholders data. What is the purpose of this? To evaluate the security controls and identify exploitable vulnerabilities. There are multiple tools we can use to exploit the vulnerabilities. Example, Nessus for vulnerability assessment and Bug for the penetrating testing. You can learn all these tools if you are having interest in VAPT domain. What are the types? Internal and external penetrating testing required at least annually, and quarterly vulnerability scans by an approved scanning vendor. So this is the criteria. Vendor have to provide internal and external penetrating test. This is required, at least required on annual basis, and quarterly vulnerability scans needs to done, and at least see quarterly is good if you are having, but at least on an annual basis scanning would be required. Next is internal security assessments performed by internal teams, often ISA certified staff. What is the purpose of internal security assessments? To regularly check systems and ensuring ongoing compliance between formal assessments. Internal security assessments also verifying ITGC and GRC domains while reviewing. So multiple controls are applicable if we talk about the internal security assessment. For example, access control. I mean, we need to verify the access control. What is the password management, network parameters like firewall and access on the firewall, security devices like antivirus, DLP, proxy, etc. And VAPT report, BCP, DCDR reports, and same tools validations, BCP, DCDR. So these are the certain internal security assessments you need to verify. Who is supposed to verify? The information security assessors. Guys, what are the 12 security controls requirement in PCI? We will discuss in detail in the next video, because a lot of details needs to cover in security controls requirements. That's why I thought I will prepare in the next video. You can connect for interview guidance or interview preparation. Let me know in comments. Or if you have any query regarding the same, or if you are looking for any kind of answers, if you have questions and you want to know the exact answers in from the corporate perspective, you can comment. Let me know in comment, guys. I will 100% give you the answers. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.